What's going on, guys? Oh, let me get my chats pulled over so we can see our chats. Dude, did I miss my entry? Yeah, my entry should have been way back down there. 07. Was messing with this stuff and kind of missed my entry down there. For some reason, if we get a pullback, we will probably look for something better. Probably this is going to get stopped out, which is alrighty. Yeah, we broke back above that pivot. That's where I would have liked to long, but like I said, we missed that. I mean, I feel like we never did. I mean, we're making lower highs. I just feel like we just run back to the top side here. 34 is kind of my bear line here, bull bear line. See if that 34 holds up. Yep. Okay, let me find. Kind of have some decent movement, guys. I'm not gonna lie for this time of the evening. Let's see what time we got left to the top of the hour. We got about 9 minutes left. All right. All righty. How's everyone doing this evening? Yeah, like I said, we're way off our entry, man. Our entry should have been where this golden line was at. I was messing around with my stream stuff and trying to get stuff set up, and I looked back over and man, we're already like 30 points above it. So I totally missed it. Missed it. We're going to pull fib on this just in case we are holding at the 50%. I don't think we will. Just the fact that we didn't make a lower low here, we're still just making higher lows. So as you can see, low, higher low, higher low. So this is, I'm anticipating for us to run back up to the top here. My bull bear line is going to be that 32 also. Ooh, excuse me. Back out for weeks. Hopefully everyone had a okay trading journey today. This morning's price action was very, very tough. So you were very fortunate if you were able to survive that price action this morning. Usually whenever we have price action like that, I just tell myself, just survive, get through this choppy mess, and eventually you'll get that big move. And we did. I think we ended up securing the best trade of the day was probably the 100-point trade we took from almost pivot to pivot today. I'm assuming that we're going to sit here and just kind of consolidate a little bit before the top of the hour, which is in about 5 minutes. If I get a retest of that 34, 33 area, if it holds. What's up, man? How are you doing? Hi. Oh, excuse me. So you had two entries on the way up here. One was 32, you can see, and the other one was trying to buy the breakout back above the pivot. If we find resistance here at the 34, if it pulls back, we will try to add to this position here. How much time we got? We got 5 more minutes, guys. So more likely we're going to sit here and just kind of consolidate to the top of the hour before we probably break to either the upside or downside. Like I said, 34 is my line in the sand. So back below 34, I guess we'll have to go back to looking for shorts, back towards that pivot. Above 34, we're looking for longs. And if 34 holds, we will add if it pulls back below our entry. Kind of just hoping we just go straight up, honestly. As you can see, for anybody that took our advice from earlier today when we were saying that midnight candle up here is a magnet. So this big dotted line right here is your midnight opening candle. I don't know what it is about the midnight candle, but man, we love going back to that midnight candle. And we did consolidate a little bit, trying to get above this pivot. So this was the trade we took this morning. So we got long here at what? 529, and we took it all the way to this golden pivot up here. We'll give it a few points. I don't want to lose too many, but we're looking for us to hold up here. All right, that 34 held. So, and that's where we'll keep our stop loss since that area did hold. Let's see. Uh-oh. There we go. Nice 34 retest there, guys. Very, very cheap trade. And we're going to be targeting probably the highs up here, guys. All the way back up there to, what, 850. Lucis is 50% off. I thought it was only for those first two accounts, Methodical. Okay. Yeah, I really haven't advertised the 50% off a lot just because it was only for those first two. Don't really know what's going on with TikTok, guys. TikTok froze up. Man. For some reason TikTok crashed. What's up, man? Sorry about that, guys. My TikTok, I guess, crashed. Looks like our runner's about to get stopped out, guys. Didn't really get that pop, but we are making a little bull flag here if we can continue higher. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, TikTok crashed, and so it kicked me offline for some reason. So I'm not really sure what happened. So far, that 34 has been a little bit of a wall. So, like I said, that's my bull bear line, that 34. Then if we break the 34, the next support's going to be the 07. Is there anybody in a position right now? Is everybody just kind of sitting on the sideline, or what's everybody doing here? Did anybody jump back into this position? Talk to me. Say, yeah, we got back in off 34. 34 was the entry there, guys, where I pretty much had my stop loss. You're just looking for a bounce. Thank you guys for all the views and watches. Hopefully everyone's having a safe trading evening. Hopefully no one's trapped in a short right now. If you are, maybe... No, we're not really full-time. I mean, we do it a lot. We kind of work in the middle. So we trade for a few hours in the morning. Then the evening time of victory is more about just streaming than anything. It doesn't really have a lot to do with the what do you want to call it, the trading, because I mainly just trade evals in the Asia market. I don't ever trade my funded, so I wouldn't even call this really taking, like, you know, real money making trades. Most of these are all, I just work on my evaluations in the evening if I can, without trying to destroy them if I can't help it. You're just, candle dealers like, we just go wherever way it goes. Man, I really want us to run those highs up there at 842s, 850s. So we're about to fill in this little 5-minute little gap here. Right now, everything looks pretty bullish. Looking at even my Rico candles, we're looking bullish. So hopefully we'll just continue this trend up higher and higher. Yes, sir. This is a MNQ. I will put it in there for you guys. MNQ 5-minute charts. On Ninja Trader. If we get another retest of this area down here at the 35, 34s and it holds, maybe we can add another contract. That's what I would look for. We start losing those 34s, then my bias is going to change, guys. Looking like a pretty bull bearish candle, but hopefully it holds. Ooh, we just lost it. Looks like we're going to lose it and retest that pivot down there. All right, runner's about to get stopped out here. This, oh yeah. I'm not sure what a community add-on is. I don't know what that means, Larry. Unless that's something YouTube puts up there. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a Trade-Evate thing. That's where you can add on indicators and stuff, Larry. NinjaTrader has forums where people code indicators and add on. Yeah. Yeah, if that's something you're into. I have a bunch of indicators that I use on NinjaTrader for free, but most of my indicators are usually fairly simple. They're just level based indicators. Like I like using the previous day close and higher time frames, pivots, which the pivots are not indicators. That's just stuff I mark out myself. So don't really use any crazy indicators. Everything's super simple here. I trade mainly off support and resistance. Yeah, I got a Apex copy trader that I use every now and then, but I don't use it that much. I've had it for a few years, but like I said, I don't really use it. I may use it once I'm able to trade my other account. Oh, it's about time. I finally got my account back. Holy goodness. That means I'm going to get my $1,000 tomorrow from Apex. I mean, Bullish. Sorry. No Apex, Bullish. So I should be getting my $1,000 from Bullish tomorrow. So they finally took the money out of my account. So now I need $1,000 on two different accounts for a $2,000 payout with those two. So I'm about right at $1,000 away on both of those accounts. Do we finally make a new low, guys? We haven't made a new low yet. We really need to make a new low. Or is this thing... I don't know. I'm no longer affiliated with Apex, so I haven't even really looked at their stuff. So I probably won't be using their stuff, Victor. The only counts that I'm trading right now is Take Profit Trader, Elusive, and Bullish. So in all my... I still have Apex funded account. I just won't be trading them on stream. I got my first Elusive funded this past Monday. I took my first trade today. I missed that $100 mark, dude, by literally $3, and I didn't want to attempt it again. It was so close, man. I got $97 because you got to have those $500 trade days to count towards your $1,000, to get to the $1,000 to get the $500 payout. And I hit 97, but I wasn't going to take another trade to try to get $3. We got plenty of other chances to try to get $100. So I'm not going to stress it. So we just left it be because the goal was to make 120 if I can. And that way you should reach payout in, hopefully 10 days. And it's going to be the same thing with my Bully accounts too. So we're at my bull bear line. What's up, fish lips? We're at my bull bear line for the 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 pivot here at the 07s. I finally get my other funded account back, Fish Slips. Bulinox finally took the money out, so it's back to 52,600. So I should be able to start trading that again tomorrow. So that means I'll at least get my $1,000 tomorrow, hopefully, or Thursday. I'm waiting to see what kind of candle we get to print on top of this pivot here. And we're at the previous day close. No, I wasn't even going to be tempted. I was like, dude, you know what happens if I try to get $3? I would have like lost $100. So I wasn't even going to mess with it. Oh, it's not even worth it. I got plenty of chances to get $100. Fish Slips, have you got any of your looses to funded yet? Or are those still all evals that you were showing in Discord? Still evals? Yeah, even if we push down, your bull bear line, like really looking for shorts for this, my super trend kind of break is going to be the 86. So even if we get a push here, we could stall out at the 60, 86. And did we break? No, we still haven't broke a low yet. If I can get a cheap trade, all right, 5 seconds left. 5 seconds. Oh, this thing gonna burn me. I may have to close this trade if he gets back above these 07 because I know we could go straight back up here. I'd rather just take the loss and move on to the next trade and look for a long. Might be looking for longs. All right, I got to get out of that. Because like I said, that's my long, kind of my long area there. What's up, man? How are you doing? Sorry if I miss yeah, that was just kind of a filler trade. I know we're at this pivot here, and I just wasn't sure who was going to win this side of the pivot. So we're still just kind of hovering around this pivot area. May have to wait for it to break back above the 25. I thought we would get a push down to the 86. That's kind of what we were looking for, was that 86. Yeah, Lucis has that no activation, so it'll probably give me the 5 points. Because I was only looking for 5 points in a runner. We were only in that for, what, 4 micros. Yeah, there's the 5 points. But I would have had to sit through like freaking 20 points of drawdown. So, didn't sound like a lot of fun. We're up $100, or actually only $70. We just lost roughly $100 off our profit on that last trade server. Let's see what happens with this 86 level. That'll be my next like possible bounce area there, the 86. What time is it? Oh, shoot, we still got 10 minutes before the next big candle. Yeah, I like those all-in costs on some of those accounts like that, Fish Lips, but at the same time, I know it's very easy to fail those, fail those, and you're out a lot more money than it is kind of trading a cheap Bullish account. Yeah, we had, man. There's that 86 target, guys. We would have to break this 86 to continue lower. This could be our bounce spot here. Woo, never mind. We just lost that thing hard, didn't we? See if we get a retest of the 86. Or does this thing just keep dumping? Man. That sucks that we got freaking spooked out of our short, man. Man, come on. That sucks. And we already sold down freaking, what, 35 points for my entry. All I can do is sit here and watch now. I can't really jump in it, so I have to just wait for some kind of pullback or something. So I can't jump in. I don't know if the 50-50 area will give us a bounce for the push back up to 75 here or what. I'd like to see the pullback back up to the 87. I thought I heard Methodical Man say that was initial balance also. Still got a minute 40 seconds left on this candle. Nice. I ended up closing my entry because I didn't want to sit through that 20-point pullback on that last trade. My guess is we're going to the 630s. Kind of anticipate a bounce at the 30s here. Nice. Woo. I don't know if we need to hit those 30 levels first. Like I said, there's a pivot sitting at those 30s. Or wait for a hit on that 75 and see if we get some kind of pullback down at the run of those 75s. Right now, guys, just kind of sitting on the sidelines, just waiting to see what happens here. So we're kind of getting a little consolidation candle inside bar. So 86 would be the retest up here. So the bears would need to hold the 86. There was a pivot yesterday down at the 29.30 area. So is anybody still holding their short from earlier, or is everybody sitting on the sidelines? Sidelines. Yeah, same. There's your 75 retests. Like I said, let's see what the 50% of this total move is. 50% is all the way back up to 700. We have a this line that we have marked out. This is a pivot from yesterday at 29. So I'm wondering if we get a nice bounce off this pivot or a bounce off the 600. That 600 would be your AM lunchtime low. Anybody taking any gold or silver trades this evening? There's that whatchamacallit, that 30 bounce. Oh, nice, man. I heard gold was pumping tonight. So that pivot did pay a nice little 10 points for anybody that took the pivot trade. I'll give this 10 points. I won't give it very much room, so the long should have been at the 30. I still like the moves back up off that pivot. A lot of times we struggle getting through those pivots on multiple chances. What do we got? Minute left on this candle. If you lose the 30, you're going to the 600 next. You're thinking about doing a personal account? If this holds and pushes back above 60 here, right now that little pivot's a wall, guys. So that's what we were trying to long off a while ago. I just wish we got a better entry. So we get 5 points or quick $40 with the runner. Yeah, that pivot was a wall, dude. I just wish I got in there sooner on that freaking pivot. That last entry, I jumped in a little late. I was being cautious. I know it's looking pretty strong. I don't know if we got to get through those 86s. If we can't get through the 86, it's gonna hit your brakes. 85, 86. If you're in the long, that should be your target, unless you're in a runner. I'm in my runner, so if my runner gets stopped out, oh well. So it has to get through the 85s. If it can't get through the 85s, we're moving back down. Then through the 85s, it would have to get through the 07s, the next pivot. Your next pivot sitting up there, 07s. All right, here we go. We're about to hit it. Let's see. This thing could just yank you right all the way back down to the downside. Then your 50%. I can't remember where my 50% was. I feel like it was at that pivot. And plus you got your 50 EMA on your Rico candles also sitting at the 85. So let's see if we kind of resistance we get at this 85 level. Ooh, look at the bulls. Come on. They got it. Nice. I know it buttered on through that thing, man. I wasn't sure if it was going to find resistance. All right, here comes our next one. Dude, if we get through these 07s, it is definitely uptown. So close. Come on. Dude, I would love to see this 5-minute candle close above this pivot and that next candle print and wick into our pivot. Dude, that would be like the perfect entry if I wasn't on this trade right now. Like I would enter on that myself. At least a small trade to kind of start out. $706 is where that pivot's sitting. Yeah, $706. You can see us kind of bumping heads with it right now. So this is what we got to get through if the bulls want to stay in control. If I feel like I'm going to lose the 86s completely, I may just go and just try to take some points out of this so we don't completely walk away empty, because 85, 86 has got to hold. There's your 85 hold. It looks, hopefully that's the wick into it and it'll hold up here. Hold. Come on. We need to blast the pivot now. The 85 held, guys. The 85's holding, so. Woo. Just got to keep moving. That was a nice candle into the 85 with that nice little wick with the body still closing above the 85. I'm going to try to at least lock in some, like I said, because we lose those 85s, man. I don't know what kind of pullback we could get. I'd rather just be 10, 20 points in profit or even 15. So, like I said, it's got to hold the 15s. And we didn't break back above that pivot. So, the pivots. Yeah, it's still banging heads with it. It's still consolidating. So hopefully we can get it to blast any minute here. I'm not really sure. I mean, we got some nice volatility for the Asia market, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice, clean, big, full 5-minute candles. I mean, you don't get this too often. Uh-oh. We just broke it. Come on, we need to print above this pivot here at the 07s. Dude, if we print above this 07s here, dude, it is straight uptown. You said something about Australia? Yeah, I have no idea, man. Come on. Uptown. Dude, we're still finding resistance at this freaking 07s. Come on. I wasn't expecting that 30 just to be the complete bottom a while ago. I just hate it took me 2 trades to stay in it, though. We're doing pretty good tonight. As soon as I print above my pivot here, let's say if this candle stays up here for the next minute and can find support at this pivot, that's where I'm going to take my stop loss. Actually, I may even take it to the bottom of this candle. Still got a minute left on this candle. Dude, that's what I'm targeting. I mean, why not? So actually, we may even target the 800s. The high of this last candle up here. Our EMA pullback, so that where we could get our pullbacks is back to the 90, 91 area, or even the 03 area for non-EMA. All right, we're about to have this new candle. This is where you need to see this candle just print right here. Come on, hold up. This is where you need it to hold and blast. Just get a little wick down there. Come on, no. Hold. It's testing. Oh. All right, 91s will probably be the pullback here. So long as no deeper than 91, we should still be good. The only thing that worries me about pivots, sometimes if we break the pivots onto the downside, man, we could go all the way back down to the 30s. So there's always that possibility with these pivots, guys, because usually it likes to move within pivots. It'll go from one pivot to the next pivot. So like I said, this 91, this is where it should bounce if it's going to bounce. 91 to 85, this is where it should bounce. Nope. Just lost 85. All right, runner got stopped out. That means we could be going back down to the freaking 30 down here. We're trading MNQ, which is micros. We're trading small accounts, so we're trading 25Ks. So we only have to make $1,500 on this eval, or if you're in a funded, depending on who you're trading with. So like this account, I still need to make another $550 to pass. And I do have some 50Ks with Bullish. I'm getting ready to start trading my other fundeds tomorrow. I just finally got it back today, which we won't take any trades. We'll take a trade in the morning with it. What's up, Warren from UK? We're on the 5-minute charts. I like trading the 5 minutes. It seems like whenever I've traded the 1 minutes, I'd get myself in trouble a lot more. I would take a lot more like fake breakout trades. The resistance sometimes is not as strong, and you just get faked out. I just got faked out too much on the 1 minutes. At least the 5 minutes, it helps you be a little bit more on the patient side. Let's see if the 50% is going to hold here. Here's the 50% of this candle, so maybe we can start moving back up. Goodness. I mean, technically, we're still should be looking short bias because we have not break these legs to the top side yet. We're doing good. We're up 265 so far tonight. SB. We've taken good winners. We've taken a few little small losers. I've closed out a few trades because I didn't want to sit through drawdown. I've been trying to just stay away from those drawdowns because I don't want to get myself in trouble. So it looks like we're going back to those freaking 30s. That's what I was saying. Like, I knew as soon as that pivot didn't hold, we're probably going back down to that other pivot. I think the safer play would probably be waiting to see what happens with the 30 levels and see if we push back down there. We're about to have a new 5-minute candle. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I mean, that's very, very bearish because you only got a 23% pullback. So most of the time with that little of a pullback, most of the time you can continue down. But I'm not going to short into that. Sorry if I missed your message. Let's see. Oh, you're looking for opportunity to short. So we're just kind of going to sit on the sideline for a minute and wait and see what happens. What's up, man? No, I've never tried an NinjaTrader app. I would probably never try to trade on my phone. I'm thinking that's what you're talking about, right? The cell phone app. No, never have tried that. Here's that bull bear line at the 86s. So you got to get through the 86 here if we're going to continue higher. Can't get through the 86s, we're probably going to be moving back down because that's where that super trend level is at. Dude, this thing, it might have caught me here, guys. I was trying to get something to go down to, what do you want to call it? The 30s here. How do we not touch the 50 level? Dude, it literally just wicked me. All right, there it goes. It's like, come on. So basically what I've been doing on some of these like quicker moves like this, I've been just kind of scalp a quick 5 points. Runner may get stopped out here. Yep, runner's about to get stopped. It would have to hold that 2070 level. Runner got stopped out. All right, we're going to sit on the sidelines. We thought we'd give it a whirl. I make most of my points off my runners, Born. So the reason I do that is so I can still have a negative drawdown on my runners without. It's kind of like basically a break-even trade is the way I use it sometimes, because you almost easily can get 5 points, and I can just use that points. I'd say like the $40 I made, and so I just risk it, and that way I can have a decent stop loss without, you know. What about worried about going to break even too fast? So right now, that last trade, that we got a decent trade up to the top, and so we're up 270 tonight. So we're having a pretty decent night. So most of the time, that's what my quick points are for. So even though I'll lose points, it's still a break-even trade. Pretty much back at that 86 level. All of our EMAs are kind of getting smashed together. So a lot of times when they start getting smashed together like this, you end up just kind of chopping around. There's no separation. So last two Rico candles are pretty much lower lows and equal lows and equal highs on my Rico candles. So let's just kind of have to wait and see who's going to win the battle here. So my equal lows are right now, they are equal highs is sitting at 87 and equal lows is sitting at 45 on my Rico candles. So most of the time, whatever way we break out, you'll do like a little retest of those levels. These all my trades, or not all my trades, but some of the trades that you're seeing are being taken over here on these charts. They're just mirroring the 5 minutes over here. So it just does away with all the noise. They're I don't know. That's just what's in the name of them whenever I downloaded them. They're called mini Nazaricos. I don't know if they've just been mislabeled. I have no idea because I just downloaded them off I forgot where I got them from, but that's just what they're labeled are under my thing. So that's just what I've always just called them. Haki Ashi candles. I think that's where's whenever I put the Hashi Nashi Ashi candles that you're talking about, that's what they look like here. Haki Nasha, whatever. All right. Sure. You trade what the indicator showing MFT candles. What is FNT candles? I'm not sure if I know what that is, or maybe I don't recognize the definition. Oh, multi-time frame candles. Okay. Okay, you're saying I should trade with the indicator that shows multi-time. Okay, I get what you're saying now. I similar to do that. That's kind of what I do in the morning. I do trade a lot off of the 4 hour and the 1 hour in the morning times. So this is kind of what we trade off in the morning times. I like to trade for whenever we're running higher time frames. So like this morning we ran the 4 hour candle this morning. This is the 4 hour candle, 4 hour candle, and these are three individually. Now I don't go up to like the weeks and months and stuff like that. We just do the 4 hour and 1 hour candles. I mean, I think if I was like a swing trader, but I just trade the moment. I don't feel like I have no reason to go that high of a time frame for my trading. So I just like to trade off the higher time frames with support and resistance and pivots and or so on. So like this morning, once we were able to get an entry with the clean 5 minute candles, I think the best trade of the day was probably the 100-point trade we took today. We got long off of this candle here. We waited for it to push above a pivot. We ran the previously hourly candle, previous 4 hour candle, and we targeted the pivot up here. If I had more time, I would have targeted the midnight candle up at 8:11, but I had to go. So I had to leave. Dude, look at that nice pivot retest again, guys. I think paid another 50 points on that pivot retest. Nice nicks on the short. If you have time, download shows your 1 month, or wait, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour only. Okay. Yeah, I got one account with Luciv at the moment. I just got my first funded account with them last week, and I actually just took my first trade today because I didn't get to trade it yesterday. So I got the funded last Friday and took the trade today. I was trying to make $100 because you got to make $100 to be considered a trade day with Luciv. You got to have 5 of those, but I feel I got plenty of time. But we only hit the 97. And tomorrow I have my 50K back. So my 50K has been kind of sitting in the reserve area waiting for the money to get taken out of it. So they finally took the $1,000 out. And so now we're still above the threshold, which is the 52,600. So now we got to do is make another $1,000 to get another payout with both of these accounts. So I'm hoping to get those sometime in the middle of the month would be my ideal goal. Looking for like 120 a day is what I've been doing on most of my fundeds in the morning. Since we're trading smaller accounts, so just look for 100. If I get the second target, it's 120, but a lot of times if I just get my first target and get stopped out, it's only 60. And this morning was only a $60 trade on that other funded. And we also started a Take Profit Trader eval because I've never had a funded account with Take Profit Trader because I've never really traded those guys very much. But I figure since I passed my elusive last week, we're going to do, we try to just trade with 2 evals at max because I don't want to be trading a bunch of evals. But we're trading with 1 Bullish evals, which is what we're trading now. And tomorrow we will be trading the Take Profit Trader also. So hopefully, usually I don't copy trade, but I am. You made 5K in payouts and spent 1,000. That's still not really bad. I mean, yeah, you are spending a lot of money, but man, you made $5,000. So I mean, heck, that's like 75%, 75% win rate. So that's not really bad. If you got the means to do that, that works. That's how most people make their money with prop firms anyway, honestly, Nick. If you look at a lot of these larger YouTubers, traders that talk about these big payouts, most of them do not discuss how much money they're spending to get those big payouts. So, especially if they're getting sometimes those big payouts on Take Profit Trader where they're resetting their funded accounts. It costs like $400 or $500 or $700 to reset a funded account with Take Profit Trader. So, me, I don't have that kind of money where I can just be slinging and slinging. I mean, that's borderline kind of like going to casino and, trying to throw it down. You said you blew with so many eval accounts with 500 left. But at least you're back in the green on these specific accounts if you did spend a little over 1,000 and you made 5,000. So I could see that as a gift. You know, spend 1,000 to make 5K. Yep, like Bourne says, that's economic sense. That's no difference than starting a business and you got to spend money in your business to make $1,000. So, you know, 75% profit is good. Or more than that, actually, 60% or 70%. So pretty good. So right now, guys, you could pretty much be playing in between the pivots. We're literally going from 30 back up to 711, 30, 730, or 630, 711. So what's this? 1, 2, 3. Not quite the 4. Well, not quite the 4. You didn't quite get this 30 on this candle, but pretty close. We're just going to wait and see what happens with these pivot level guys because we're already up 270. So we don't have to push our account too much more. So that means we're only like $500 away from passing another Bullish eval. Then we'll have 6 funded accounts with them. I think tomorrow I should be able to trade 4 because once they give me that money, I should be able to buy another funded account with Bullish. I bet you it's right there now. If I log on, I bet you it's there. No, not quite. Maybe tomorrow. It's still showing pending. That's one thing I like about my Bullish fundeds. They are a little bit more up front, but the evals are cheap. So as soon as you get 3 funded accounts with Bullish, all the ones that you pass on the backside just kind of sit there while you trade your 3. Okay, so you're trying to get 5. If I could get this elusive to pay out, I will definitely add another one. I wouldn't mind having a few of those. And I like the fact that I like to trade small and I don't have to like try to make a boatload of money, you know, just make that $1,000 to $1,500 like you were talking about so that you can just take your $500 little payouts to pay for your accounts. Do you pay monthly? I'm not sure what you mean by that question, Born. What do you mean? Do you pay monthly? Are you talking about Elusive or Bulinox? Most prop firms you are paying monthly if they usually have a cheap eval. So with a Bulinox, so if you buy the account for 90% off, the monthly renewal is 90% unless you pass it. With Elusive, it's a all-in cost, but it's a more upfront cost. So if you fail it, you're going to be out a lot more money up front. Where on Bulinox, you can get an account for $15 to $19, but you have to pay a little bit more on the back end. The one thing I like about Bulinox, they have really no rules, man. You can almost do anything you want to do. DCA, use all your drawdown. Like the only rule that you have to follow with Bulinox is the consistency rule, which is 40% of the account, which I don't have no problem with the 40% because I don't ever make that much money on my accounts because like I said, I trade small. But everybody's got their own risk management. Dude, look at us going all the way back. Are we going to go all the way back up to the 30s again? Holy goodness. Who's going to win the breakout? I'm kind of waiting to see who's going to win the breakout here so we can look for a trade. Either I want to see us breakout below the 30 or breakout back above the 706s here. Like I said, if I wasn't already up 270, I would probably be trying to jump into this, but we're already up 270, so we don't want to be giving away our profit if we don't have to. And this kind of puts us in a good position to pass this eval by the end of the week, because like I said, we only need $500 more for this eval. Nasty wick. For that bull bears, you got to get above that 85. That's that 85 that we've been kind of just bringing up, guys. Actually, no, that line has moved all the way back up there to... Did they change to where the pivot is? They moved the pivot. The pivot now is sitting at 718, 716. So they moved that pivot to a little bit higher. Let's see. So I guess since we already hit that one pivot that many times, so now all you do is got these 600s down there. So I don't think this pivot's no longer there on the charts. So they moved that pivot. So now the low of the New York AM session's down at 602. So we probably could. Oh, well, unless it has something to do with these candles. Maybe it has something to do with these candles. Oh, it did. Those candles, those Ahachi, whatever candles were. Never mind. I forgot we had switched over to those. I wouldn't short. I mean, I'm not going to short into a pivot, not at 30. I mean, that's, if I do anything, I may look for a long off the 600 if we do push through those 30s. Remember, dude, we done bounced off these 30s like 3 times already. So we've been struggling to get through theirs. Oh, a few minutes. Oh, a few minutes. Oh, yeah, a few minutes ago, whenever it pushed back up there, yeah. I was wondering what was going to happen at those, like I said, those 85 levels, 80. But like I said, we're staying below those levels. I mean, right now, everything just shows that we're going to be just selling off tonight. If we can get below 30s, we will definitely be kind of short bias. It says, I'm getting the first 5 people to message me New Year. Okay, King. Yeah, I'll have to look at it a little later. I don't feel like trying to add something now. Not at least something new. I'll look into it on my I'll look at it on my evals, not evals, but on my I'll add it to my trading view. Let's see. Trading use MT candle buy. Okay. There's so many. I don't see that name. No. We always have a stop loss. We always have a stop loss and take profit. Oh, yeah. I've used these candles in the past. I just haven't used them in a while. A lot of times I'll have the 4 hour and the 1 hour on there. Actually, I think those are in my favorite, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Hmm. I think everything closes for at least 1 hour. We use Shure. So Shure microphone. Also use like Shure headsets and use Elgato camera. I think it's what it's called, Elgato. Isn't it L something? I think it's called Elgato, if I'm not mistaken. And I can't remember the name of the amp. They do sell ones with the amps built in. I think that's the kind that Methodical Man uses, the ones that the amp. Do you wear makeup for camera? No, dude. We're not be doing the makeup for the camera. No. This is what 48 years of age looks like. Oh, joking. Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if, it's hard to see the serious from like sarcastic with the words. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, some dudes on the streamers that's, putting a little, little blush on their face, or I don't think there's a way to use what do you want to call that? Filters. They might be some filters in these cameras to kind of make their face look nice and shiny and clean. I don't know. I've never looked into it to see if the cameras can do that stuff. At least not these type of cameras. I know they have that type of stuff on your phone where you can use those filters. Uh, I don't know. There's babe, we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines, man. We're up to 70 right now. We're just kind of consolidating in between the pivots. If I Like I said, the only way I'll be interested in trade unless we can kind of break below the 30s here and do a little retest of the 30s, or break above 707 and do a little retest of the 707s. I feel if we break the 630s, we could go to the previous date low, which is all the way down at, let's see. That's what I was trying to target a while ago when I got in short, down at the 500s. So you got your previous day low down there. Or actually, that would be Friday's low, actually. The previous day low for here is down at 350. So more likely that's where we could end up during the London session. It would just take us all night to get down there. Usually that's the case. Yeah, when you're talking about Shore, man, I think Shore is a massive company. I think there's so many people on the streams that use Shore microphones. Because whenever I was looking for a microphone, that was one microphone that I saw a lot of people using. At least for, a budget microphone, the one that's, is not going to break you and still sounds decent. All right. Dude, do we bounce off that again? Man. To me, it looks like we sell through it this time. That looks like, here just kind of looks like the pullback for us to sell through. I feel like that 602, if we can break that. I would have to look those up. I feel like I've seen that name before, but I'm not that positive. I don't even ever look at I haven't looked at no microphones or anything probably since we bought this one. I guess I just don't think much about the microphones. I'm pretty sure in the next year or two, I wouldn't mind upgrading my stuff, and we'll have to see what would be the next best option. I know I want to upgrade my PC. I mean, my PC does good now, but I know when it gets up to that 3, 4, 5 years old, start kind of having some slowdown issues. Unless RAM is super unaffordable. I mean, RAM has gotten insane right now. So they're charging out the butt for RAM. Are you streaming? Let's see. Is this the channel that you're going to be streaming on? Rule? Or Dunwin? Well, we're losing the 30 level here, guys. Does it hold? I'm going to wait for us to run down to the 600s and maybe we do a retest of the 30s. Then maybe we can look for a short off of the 30s. But you would want to see it go down to the 600s and kind of push back up into that level. That'd be the same kind of setup that you would look for if we run down to the 600s and we push back up to the 25s. Whew, excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. It's a little slow right now, guys. There's not really a lot for us to do. We're just kind of trapped in this consolidation zone. So we're just kind of trying to be patient and wait for us to get out of this area. We've taken multiple trades inside of this area. We just don't want to continue trading it and just getting ourselves in trouble and over trading here. All right, here we go. I don't see how we don't go down to the 600s here because that's where that low is. Was there a gold bounce here? Nope. We're going to mark out this 600 here and see if we get some kind of bounce off the 600. I want to say 602. Let's see what kind of bounce that we can possibly get off the 602s here. Might even look for a bounce here. Look for like a little quick 10-point trade or something here. Raul, are you planning on streaming trading or? Another retest of the 30 level. I'm looking for another long off the 600s down there. If we can push the 600s. I'm going to backdoor the trade too, so I'm going to come in from the backside. Okay. Watching the Tom Sabo. Whoa, is it going to hold? Wow, it blasted that crap, man. We don't want to give it a lot of room either here, so it's got to blast back to the top side. This is why I do backdoor trades. Woo! It looks like it is not going to hold up here, guys. I thought we would get a nice bounce back up to the top side. You got to hold the 90s here. I haven't even looked to see where the next pivot down is. The only way I do it is on the backside. No. I see that it wicked up to it and it wouldn't grab it. Oh, shoot. You at least got your 10 points. Maybe we can get another pivot retest up here. No, this is futures. The NASDAQ. Oh, my back. Oh, man. What time is it here? 9:30. was trying to, if we could have got, oh, shoot, never mind. We are over. Actually, that last trade pushed us over 300. We're up 357 for tonight. I could have got 400 if we could have got that trade there, man. I just got nervous. I didn't want to get busted on that thing trying to catch that pop back up. Let's see where we could go. I think that we could go down to 352 by the end of the night, guys. So 352 is down there. Let's look where our pivots are. See, 33. The next one down pivot's going to be all the way down at 480. Wow, it's a long ways down. Your next pivot's at 420. I'm using, what do you want to call it? The Fibonacci pivots. And I guess it all depends on what time frame you're on. I think they're a little different depending on the time frame, aren't they? I'm not sure. I would think they would be. I think it depends on your time frame. I'm on the 5-minute charts. Long as this 30 holds, guys, the shorts are still in play. MNQ. Sabo. Do you watch Tom Sabo? Do you get up early in the morning to watch Tom Sabo? Oh yeah, dude. That's the 5 minutes is pretty much about the only thing I watch. Yep. I watched 5 minutes and Zazzy, whatever the heck you want to call those things. We're going to downsize our position. We kind of been going in with 5 micros. No, we just have our one Luciv funded at the moment, and that'll be a more like a New York trade. I won't trade that in the evening. I took my first trade on my funded today with Luciv. Now we're working on a take profit trader account. Yeah, I was trying to make $100 today, but we only made 97. So just $97 today. Today was a very tough trading day. I mainly just trade this time of the night to try to build my YouTube channel and TikTok channel, because there's so many people streaming during the New York session that the market is super saturated. And this time of the night, it's not as I mean, there's people still trading and still streaming, but not as many. there's just so much competition to fight against during the daytime. So, for instance, I've been streaming New York for the last 2 straight years, and I had 800 subscribers. I started streaming the nighttime at the beginning of December, and I have pretty much double my subscribers just streaming at night. So, I mean, it's really the only time smaller streamers that can find nighttime subscribers. That's why you usually don't ever see like Pine Tree trade during the day. If you watch Pine Tree, that's most time he does like that 5 o'clock. Stock Tiger has tried to go to the daytime, and he went back to night because he just wasn't getting the views that he was hoping for. You know, that's why you see Methodical Man over there also streaming in the evenings. It's just so much competition during the daytime. So it's not like I'm looking forward to trading the Asia market, because I'm not that great at trading the Asia market. I mean, I do okay sometimes, but I do struggle with the Asia market sometimes. Or the other option would be to get up during the London session, which I would have to get up at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning to try to trade. And there's no way I can probably get up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, man, this is creating a really nice bear flag here. You got to have the 30s hold up here. If 30s hold, we should push back down. Trying to get a cheap trade here. Uh-oh. Just broke those 30s. Does this thing go back up to the top side? You really don't want us back above the 30s. Oh, you trade the London? Nice. Wow, what a nice rip through the London session. Through that pivot there at the 630s. Let's see if we can get some kind of pullback here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely probably going to do the same thing, man. If we can close above here, I would love to close right above it and get a little wick. So we're trading MNQ. And I know I hear Methodical Man over there taking some gold trades, but yeah, I'm not gonna jump into this candle. I need to see a print first. I'm not going to jump in. Yeah, Take Profit Trader does charge monthly. If you don't want it monthly and you don't mind paying a little bit up front, I'd probably go with Lucive. They don't charge anything. They charge just one fee, and that's it. If you don't want to pay a lot up front, then Bullish is probably one of your cheapest up front, but a little bit more on the back end. But you don't have to worry about all them rules that you hear from a lot of the other prop firms. The only rule you got to worry about with Bullish is the 40% consistency rule. So it really depends on how much money you want to spend. And if you're fairly new to trading, if I was new to trading, I'd probably just go with Bullish because it's only $15 for 50K and $19 for a 50K. But like I said, it's a little bit more up front. But like I said, you also don't have all them rules like you do with other companies. All right, we got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. But if you don't want the monthly fee, Elusive is probably one of the better ones. That's what a lot of people are using at the moment, it seems like. Yeah, I know. No monthly fee. Yeah, that's one of the things I like too. I mean, like I said, I've never used Tradeify. I can't recall ever having one of their accounts. I've never heard anything bad about them either. I just don't have any information on them to share. I mean, I've never heard that, that they don't do their payouts. I just don't know too much about their accounts. Yeah, it's right there. It's tiny though. You can't really see it. Hey, can I get the candle timer counter? Yeah, if you're using Ninja, you can. You use Ninja? Man, I need to see it. We need a wick on this candle. Please don't go straight up. Pull back some. All right, got at least a little wick. I just don't want to jump in too early. Watch this thing just yank back on me. Okay, let me go back to the timer. It's in Discord. I don't know if I have my Discord open here. Let me see if I can find it. It's a free indicator in Discord. It's with a bunch of other indicators under. It's like zombies or something like that. So you would have to upload it. Did you say you're using Ninja? RAM? Let me see if I can find my Discord channel real quick and I can show you where to go if you want to get that. So if you go to Discord and download this right here, that'll give you that candle timer. Then let me see. My runner may get stopped out here, guys. I might have froze my charts here. It's called the bar countdown counter, and inside those indicators. Let me put the invite to server in there. My runner got stopped. I will re-enter this if it pulls back and retests those 30s and it holds. for anybody that's looking for indicators for Ninja. Just in case it does break that 30 level, because this is where you need to see 30 hold up. If we break the 30 here, I guess we'll be changing our bias. Let's see. Wait a minute here. Let me see what happens with this 30 level. That means if you got 15, or if you need to make, let's say, $2,600, you just go $2,600 times 40%, and that's the max that you can make. So with the Bulinox, let's just say if you're using Bulinox and you got to stick to that 40% rule on a 25K. So the most that they would prefer you to make is 600 on the 25Ks. The 50Ks, I want to say it's up to 1,000. Yeah, 1,040, something like that on the 50Ks. Which most of these companies, most of them do have consistency rules. There's a few. I know Take Profit Trader doesn't have a consistency rule. I know there's at least one count with Lucip that doesn't have a consistency rule, but one of them does have like a 50%. You would just have to look at the little definitions. All these prop firms have so many different rules. But that's the only one that Bulinox really enforces, is that 40% rule. I was waiting to see if we're going to break these 30s. Did we break this? No, we did not. Oh, you got no rules? Yeah. Yeah, if you're playing with your own money, you don't have to worry about rules. We're trying to stay above the 30 here. That pivot's still holding, guys. for anybody that's playing off that pivot. Come on. I've downsized my entries down to 3 micros. We're already up $400, so I'm trying to just hold on to as much profit as I can. So we're not going to be going in no deeper probably than 3 micros per trade. And a lot of times what we're doing is we're trying to make most of our money off of the runners. So I do get stopped out a lot more on my runners, but there's still free trades. Like, so this trade is costing me nothing, even though I'm sitting 10 points in the negative because I already made a quick 20 bucks or whatever. Yeah, 20 bucks. So we're still 20 bucks in negative here if it comes back and stops us out. Then you can always add to it. So, you know, if you get into a situation where you can add to it to try to make more profit. Looks like it wants us. Looks like it's about to get us. Runner got stopped out. Did you not take profit on that long while ago from this one? I mean, we went up 20-something points. Did you not take anything off of that, Nick? Got a new 4-hour candle here too, guys. Oh, I thought we were up 400. Actually, we're only up 356. Oh, okay. You were holding for the big one. Okay. How was the AM session? I finished green down bad, but it was a hard session. I didn't really make a whole bunch on the fundeds. We traded 2 fundeds. I think we made 97 on one funded and 60 on the other because that's just all we were able to get. And tomorrow I can start trading. So they finally took the money out of my funded account so we can start trading our fundeds tomorrow again. So now we just need to make another $1,000. So we're going to probably copy trade these 2 accounts. I got 2 accounts. One I need to make $940 and the other I need to make $1,000. So, and those are the ones that we're going to probably trade the opening with. And we'll just do copy trading 2 accounts. Wow, what a nice little dump this was. Below 30 shorts, above 30 longs. MCL. What is MCL? Is that what is that? I feel like I've seen that ticker before, but I just can't think of what that is. So far tonight, we're up 356. We've just been taking little base hits pretty much all night long. Oil, that's it. Okay. He said it was oil micros. Yeah, and imagine what's going on in the Middle East. I bet your oil prices were probably insane today. Insane. 30 seconds left. Do you always stop loss? Then you prevent. I always use a stop loss. I always use stop loss. I always have one at least resting, then I adjust it to where I need it to go. Go, 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 go. I only need a few. Oh. Can't go to break even too fast. Trying to get $50 on a gold trade here. You need $20 and you're done for the night. The gold's about to pay me $50 right here. Oh, did I miss the target a little bit? Come on. Give me a few more points. My entry was off by a whole point. I should have been long from 53 and not 54. She's got it. She's going to do it. There she goes. Nice. Dude, those gold trades hardly ever lose, man. I'm talking about hardly ever. You can almost just 50 point yourself insane. That was just one micro looking for 5 points on gold. So that did push us over $400 for tonight so far on this eval. All right, we'll go back over to the micros now. Yeah, Methodical Man's been keeping up with his win-losses on that gold setup that I just took. He's only lost one trade out of like 41 trades, he said. So it's like 40 for 42. It is insane. Like it never loses. Never. And I try to take it if I can see it or if I hear him say it. I try to jump over there and jump in it. The symbol for gold is MGC. No hurries. What's up, man? How are you doing tonight? Pike. Am I saying that right? Pike. All right, there's a 30 retest. Or pick. Not pick. It's got a C. Pick's got a C in it. Dude, I'm so it's like I want a short, but man. Oh, you didn't know I was talking about gold. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are just gold trades, Nick. Or pickle. No pickle. I'm not going to say pickle. It doesn't. We'll go with the either pike or pick or something. Ooh, look at this order block we're about to create here, guys. On the 5 minutes, man. This right here prints. Gonna be for a nice short. Come on. I don't know if we got to wait for it to print. I know, man. If it can print to the downsides and print underneath this order block down bad, this might be a nice entry, man. Where did you get long at? You didn't long into the pivot, did you, Nick? We had that pivot at 630. To me, you would have to get above 630 before I would consider a long. My long bias is below 630 shorts, above 630 longs. Maybe being nighttime, you might get another retest up there. Where's your entry at long? My DCAs is at 600. Oh, okay. My fees are insane tonight, dude. I got like $100 in fees tonight. Look at all these fees that we have on this account. A lot of fees. $100 in fees tonight with these micros, man. We've taken so many trades tonight. Come on, go. Oh, you're trying to force it. Like I said, I do like longs back above 30s if we can get back above the 30s, but I'm not sure if we're going to get back up there. Yeah, I know the micro rules, but I done took so many trades tonight, fish lips, that I've been getting hammered in the fees, man. I was like, I'm up 402, but I still got $100 in fees. Dude, 14 seconds left here. You want to keep a short leash on this too. All right. Real quick 5 points. See if this thing at least paid 10 points. Yeah, you should at least get your 10 points. Oh, you got about $100 in commission fees tonight also? Yeah. You got 486 here. At least got her 10 points. Guys, it was so hard not to short this with this. Anytime you see 3 5-minute candles print like this, where you get the big candle, big green candle, big red candle, you should be drooling, because that fourth candle, you're probably going to get a push in that other direction. You get this big old 5-minute order block, you're just like, ooh, at least get your 10 points. I'm usually loving it whenever I see this in the New York session. I'm not a fan of it being this big, but whenever we got this big of a, because it's almost like your stop loss would have to be at the top of the order block. If you want to play this correctly, which we're not playing this correctly, that is way too big. Nice push to the 75 level there. Yeah, hit that 75. It easily could push back up. Like I said, if you want to play this, I mean, if you're playing the order block correctly, your stop loss would have to be at the top of the order block. But we already hit the 3 micros, so we're still in the trade for $20, but we already made a quick 30 out of it. So either way, we're at a break even. Right now it's a break even trade for me. With like $10 in profit. I would need to hit this runner to really be up, what, 40 plus the 30, so $70. I'm going to try to be right above the 600 here. Uh-oh, you may get your thing, Nick. Here's the 600s. Yeah, 575 paid 25 points if you like to trade off them whole numbers. We might have survived it. Should get the 50 pushed here, I hope. What do you think, Fish Slips? We get the 50 push here? Man, another 75 hit. Is this 75 going to pay again? Holy goodness, man. Come on. Come on, 50. Downtown. Oh, there we go. Order blocks paid the bills again, guys. Like I said, the order block is insane. Let's see what happens with the 50 here. I want to see if the 50 pays 25. Ooh. I don't know if we should take any more, man. We're about to have a $500 night in the eval. We've been killing it tonight, guys. Even with those few losses we had tonight. So good night trading in the Tokyo session. There has been some really wild price action tonight, guys. It's not like it's like overly fast. It's still fast enough you can get a quick, say, 5 or 10 points. So tonight's price action has been really nice. You've been getting like nice 10, 20, 30 point moves. So you don't get this a whole lot in the Asia market. So very, very few nights out of the week that you'll get this type of price action. I was looking for a fake out or for a fake out. You still may get the push back up. I just know most of the time when you get that OB right there with the 3 candles, I know most of the time if you see that setup, it's going to at least get you 10 points. So anytime you're trading on the 5 minutes and you get 3 candles barcoded like this, that next candle that pushed below these levels, I will short that or long that almost every single time. You lost 4K on your... I'm not sure what that XAUUSD is. Oh, that's a Forex, right? Is that a Forex currency? That's okay. That's gold versus a US dollar. Okay, see, I've never heard of that. That's very new to me. Ed. I know very little about the, I mean, I know of the Forex dollar trading and currency trading, but I've never done it. I've messed around with gold a little bit, but just a handful of gold trades. So like we took one gold trade a while ago for $50. So we got long here at the 54s here off the bottom of this. So this would have been your entry at 51.53, and we're just looking for 5 points. So what you're doing on these gold plays that we're doing is we're looking for swings. So here's your, basically your swings, a 3 candle setup. 1 candle, 2 candles with the 1 candle in the middle, making a swing. You might have to wait a while, but as soon as it pulls back to rerun the body of these gold, so basically you just line it up with the body. You don't really line it up at the bottom. We just line it up with the body and just look for 5 points. Just that simple. I only usually do the longs, though. I haven't really done any shorts yet. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. Like I said, I'm not sure how many more trades we're going to take since we're already up so much. I don't want to get myself in trouble and lose too much of the profits we made because we hardly ever get this much on an eval in the Asia market. I'm talking about hardly ever. Most of their trading nights are, you're lucky to be between like 100 to 150. So very, very rare that we get $100. I mean, almost $500 on an eval. Methodical Man may be doing a giveaway tonight. I don't have any need to do a giveaway. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. He was doing one earlier. I got to keep an eye on my TikTok, guys. Okay. Keith Matthews said that Methodical Man is doing a giveaway in a few minutes. Two minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Methodical Man said he's looking for 6 more subscribers for his giveaway. I'm not sure who he's no, he's on YouTube, Michael. Under Methodical Man. I don't know if he's listening to the stream or not. Here's his that should take you to his YouTube page, Michael. Oh, dude, that is a good account. That's a 50K My Funded Futures Rapid account, he said. I don't usually ever enter his giveaways. Thank you, Some Trader. How's your night been going so far? Let's see what time it is. It's already 9:30. Like I said, thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. We'll watch for a few more minutes to see what kind of reaction we get off these 50s here. But like I said, I'm not going to continue watching charts because we'll be back on the charts early in the morning. We do have 3-star news in the morning, guys. So just be aware of that. Let's see. I want to say it's the AD non-farm payroll in the morning. It's not the actual non-farm payroll, but it's... Oh, I couldn't get over there in time. Dang it. Look at that 50 bounce. I couldn't get in there. I was trying to get the 50 bounce back up to the 75, and it just happened so quickly. Maybe we'll get another entry down here. Let's see. So tomorrow we do have a PMI, global services, tomorrow at 8:45. Crude oil, if you're trading crude oil. And I know later this week we have job numbers or non-farm payroll numbers. Did the TikTok stay open? My TikTok disconnected again. For some reason, that's like the second time it's done that tonight, guys. Did you, I didn't know if we would get the... I didn't know if we would push down to the 25s first for the... We'll just do one leg. This way, if it does blast it, maybe 2 down to the whole number. 25 just paid, fish lips. Nice. Watch it go to the 75, dude. We probably could have had 50 on that one. I didn't want to fight through the wicks at the 60s. I was like, we'll do half. We'll be okay with half. Quick 40, 50 bucks there. The power of the whole numbers, guys. For anybody that likes to trade whole numbers. You're up 1K. Nice, dude. You're knocking it out tonight. Watch this thing end up paying 50 points, man. Wow, that was so clean. I mean, it just barely tipped that 25, 26 area and just ripped. No drawdown, nothing. But I was willing to do an add-in if we had to go down to the 500. So I was willing to do one add-in on that trade if we push down to the 500s. And that would have been my one add-in and done. Oh, yeah. Watch this end up being a 50-point trade, guys. Watch it go up to the 575s before it rejects. Literally just bought the bottom and we only took half of the profit. So close, man. A few points. Are you holding till 75 on that one, Fish Lips? Okay, so you moved your stop up. You can take those, as long as you're into like premium or discount, you can take those one micro trades off whole numbers with little to no risk, man. You're talking about just one micro trades looking for 25 points. There's the 50 points, man. What a 50-point ripper off the 25. Wow. Nice. Nice, Fish Lips. I'm glad the 25 worked out. I'm glad there was no drawdown either. Like, you know, that's something that I've noticed just from, you know, you talking about trading whole numbers. Usually whenever it blasts through like the 75 and blasts through the 50 and it like, you know, don't get a whole lot. It's like that 25 is almost like it's going to the 25 to rip back up. If it goes through the 25, then it goes to the 10 or 12, then rips back up. I swear those are like the numbers we just hit over and over, guys. I mean, just now, don't get me wrong. You do get those days where you just blast every single number where it's just on a freight train in the morning and there's just nothing you can do about it. But most days you're going from whole number to whole number. It's like the same numbers over and over. They're just the quarter numbers, Max. So you're trading. So it'd be like the 25, the 50, the 75, and the whatever the 100 that you're in, you know. So we're trading up to the 600. So the trade where we push back down through all of our whole numbers, you can play it different ways. I know Fish Lips does it multiple ways. So a lot of times what he would have probably done, he probably would have had an entry for long sitting at the 50. We blasted the 50. I don't think we got quite the 25 points on the 50. So then he had another add in at the 50 to kind of bring down, kind of DCAing in a little bit. And then you're looking for a push back up. Is that how you ended up doing that move, Fish Lips? Did you have a contract on the 50, then the next one was the add in at the 25? Looking for the 75? Okay, yeah. Pretty much the way I just explained it, that's what he would have been looking for. Fish Lips does this every day. He does really well. I mean, he posts green profits more than he talks about his red. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like he said, every now and then we get those days, man, where you could take one of those positions and the market just does not respect any level at all. It's just bulldozing through everything. And you're just on the train ride to the downside. Tonight, this has been a good night. Tonight, we're up 536 and an eval tonight. So that means tomorrow we'll be $300 away from passing another Bully. So that'll give us our 6 funded account with Bulinox. And then I think we're going to focus on that take profit trader account that we have. But I need to also pick up at least one more Bully before that 90% ends, though, or 89% or whatever it is. You know, it's hard to pass up a $15 account to put into the reserves. Yeah, tonight you definitely can see the wave. All I see is a big move to the upside, probably later in the morning or sometime tonight. Look at this 5-minute trend line all the way down. You know this thing's going to blast back up to the upside sometime tonight. So I'm thinking before we go back up, we're probably going to run the previous day lows. Then maybe tomorrow, maybe it might happen in London. You get that big move back up to the upside. We'll just have to wait and see what tomorrow brings. Oh, that was so loud, Methodical Man. What time is it? Man, it's almost 11 o'clock. All right. Thank you. We're probably going to be done taking trades tonight, guys, since we've taken a lot of trades tonight for this price action. I mean, the price action has been so good, so it's kind of hard not to take the... Okay, so whenever you get in with the 2 micros, you're looking for the 12.5 points. During the daytime, man, I like to trade off support and resistance, higher time frames. If you're in my charts, like first thing in the mornings, you'll see all these big squares. So this is the start of the time frame that I use in the morning. So this is a 4-hour candle box, and this is what these big boxes are. They represent higher time frames. And in the mornings, I like to see us run a higher time frame. So this morning, we had a 100-point trade after we ran this 4-hour candle. We did kind of have some choppy mess on the way back down to running this 4-hour candle. But man, once we got back above the previous day low and this pivot, I think we got long around, 529, then took it all the way up to the next pivot. Before that, the trade entries were fairly tough because we were just slinging back and forth. It was just running people's stops. We didn't have any follow through. I imagine there was a lot of people that got their accounts messed up this morning if they didn't have playing with a stop loss. Because we were slinging like 40, 50 points. I think at one point we were having like 100.5 minute candles this morning. So like if you're on the wrong side of that, you just get effed. But with my entries, man, they're never the same because of, support and resistance. So they're a little different from day to day. I will find myself trading in between hold numbers, like me talking about how Fish Lips is trading the hold numbers. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll trade in between hold numbers. So what I'll do is I'll wait for a hold number to get hit, and I would have my order resting about 10 points back above that whole number, looking for us to move back up to say 75 or 25. I'd have like a order sitting at like 35, looking for us to push back up to 50. So, but I only do those on evals. In the morning, funded accounts is really the only thing I really take like serious trades on is my fundeds. And then after that, we trade evals. Then those are a little bit more on the aggressive side because, you don't want to spend a whole bunch of time trading evals. You just kind of want to pass them. The only reason why I constantly trade my evals is because I'm trying to stack up to 10 Bullish funded accounts. Or I'm trying to get 6 and 7 in reserve is what we're trying to do. Because the way it works with Bullish is if you pass a funded account, I think after you get over the buffer, you can pay for another one. Nice on the 50-point trade. Yep, there's your 50 points. So we took that long off that 20. We hit the 25 while ago, but like literally about less than a point of drawdown. But you also have to look at, you have to pull your pivot to, you're not pivot, but you also want to make sure that you're in what discount? Was that discount? Fish Lips? Probably so. I think a lot of the trading that I do just kind of comes with experience, just from doing it for a little while. You just kind of just get used to it. Like, I don't know if I have like a bona fide strategy that I look for when I'm trading because I like to trade breakouts, support and resistance, just kind of variety of thing because I think as the market is different every day. I don't ever come to the market thinking it's going to be the same setup, same situation every day. The same thing with different monthly contracts. I feel like the different quarters are different too. I don't know if anybody ever thinks about that. How like the price action from December, your December contracts will feel different than from your March contracts. Then when you get into your summer contracts in the June, it just seems like they're different. I think that's why a lot of people, whenever they're trading like that same strategy over and over, it'll be like on the struggle bus from different monthly contracts. And most of the time we also trade micros. So, if you do get yourself in trouble, it's not too devastating. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. It is 10 o'clock my time, but we will be back at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so in the morning, we will be copy trading 2 funded accounts together. We're going to be copy trading our 50K and a 25K, the one that we only need to make $1,000. So I'm hoping that since we only need to make $1,000 between those 2 accounts, that if we just stick to only losing 120 a day, so I have to, make sure I stick to that rule. Don't want to lose more than 120 bucks. Then after that, we'll look for the Lucifer trade on the second trade. Then after that, we'll go strictly to evals. All right. Thank you, guys.